I retired at 62. I'm 72 now. And I'm going to tell you the honest truth about what these 10 years were really like, not the version they sell you. Everybody warned me about the money. Everybody warned me about the boredom. Nobody, not one single person, warned me about the thing that almost took me down. And it wasn't either of those. So, if you're near the end of your working days, let me tell you what to watch for. My name's Ray. 38 years I ran the floor at a machine shop, 40 men under me. I knew every machine on that floor by the sound it made. I could stand in the doorway with my eyes shut and tell you which one was about to throw a belt. And then one December afternoon, I walked out for the last time. I still remember the door, big heavy metal thing. It shut behind me and I heard it lock. Carol was waiting in the truck. And I stood there in that cold parking lot, 62 years old, and I felt like a man who'd gotten away with something. I had a thermos with me, steel one, dented on the side where it fell off a forklift back in '94. Carried it to that plant every morning for 38 years. It sits on a shelf in my kitchen now, hasn't held coffee in 10 years. And I'll tell you, standing in that parking lot, I was right to feel good. Most of what I was afraid of never came true. Let me show you. The money, that was the big one. That's the one that kept me up at night before I retired. I'd look at it on paper and it looked fine. But paper's paper. What I kept asking myself was, what if I outlive it? What if I get it wrong and I'm 75 years old with egg on my face, crawling back to ask for my old job? So the first month came, no paycheck. First time in 38 years, and I braced for the sky to fall. It didn't fall, it just eased off. We spent less, we wanted less. Turns out, most of what I used to buy, I was buying because I was tired and I was stressed and I deserved it, or so I told myself. It got tighter than it was, and I know there's folks watching who got handed a far worse deal than I did. So I won't pretend I've got it all figured out. But the money fear, for me, it was the loudest fear, and it was the wrong one. If any of this is landing close to home, do me one small favor. Tap that like button so it reaches somebody who's lying awake worrying the way I used to. I'm 72. I've still got a few things left to tell you. Because the money worked out. Everybody was sure I'd be broke. But there was another thing everybody was sure of, that I'd lose my mind from boredom. What are you going to do all day, Ray? I heard it 100 times. And I believed them. I figured I'd wear a groove in that recliner by the window. Here's what actually happened. My days filled up. I don't know how. The yard, the truck, a fence that always needs mending. The grandkids come over loud and leave quiet. Coffee on the porch before the heat comes. And somehow it takes all day. You want to know what I don't miss? The commute. The Sunday night dread, that sick feeling around 6 o'clock when Monday's coming for you. The meetings, Lord, the meetings, one after another after another. The emails piling up faster than you can answer them. And always, always watching that clock. I didn't even know how much of that I was carrying until it was gone. You don't feel the weight of a thing until you set it down. And I'll tell you the truth. I asked myself early on, am I bored? And I figured, well, would I rather be bored doing what I want or bored doing what some fella upstairs assigned me? That answered itself. The body now, that part slowed down some. Knees don't like the mornings. More doctor visits than there used to be. But that I was ready for. Everybody warns you your body's going to go. Nobody warned me to worry about the other thing. I was fine for about a year. Money fine, not bored. Should have been the happiest man in Tennessee. And then something started happening. So slow I didn't even feel it. The phone stopped ringing. There were four of us retired around the same time, fellas I'd stood shoulder to shoulder with for decades. And for a while we'd call, grab a coffee. Then the calls got further apart. Then they just stopped. I looked at my kitchen calendar one morning. I still fill it in. I always have. And I saw it was full. Full of chores, full of errands, full of things to do, and empty of names. That's when it hit me. For 38 years, I never had to make a friend. The job handed them to me. Same floor, same shift, same fight every day. My friendships came free with the paycheck, and the day the paycheck stopped, so did they. And once I understood it, it scared me, because a man alone doesn't just get lonely. He gets old faster. The friends of mine who went quiet, a couple of them went downhill. The Surgeon General put out a warning a couple years back, said being cut off like that is as hard on your body as smoking a pack a day. I believe it. I watched it happen. I don't miss that job, not for 1 second. But I finally understood that job had quietly been giving me the one thing I couldn't do without, the people. And here's what's hard to admit. It was partly my own doing. I waited. I waited to be invited. I figured if they wanted to see me, they'd call, which meant I was the only one who could fix it. I could have let it go. A lot of men do. They get quieter and quieter till there's nobody left, and they call it just how it is. I'm too stubborn for that. So one Tuesday morning, I did the smallest thing you can imagine, and it changed everything. I called Denny, one of the four, and I didn't wait for a reason. I just said, coffee, Thursday, the diner. I'll be there at 9 whether you show or not. He showed. Then it was every Thursday. Then Denny brought Earl, and I stopped waiting on my own daughter to make the drive to me. She's 2 hours out. I started making the drive myself, showing up, being the one who comes. So here's the truth I'd hand you. If you're anywhere near the end of your working days, don't wait till you retire to figure this out. The friends you've got right now that you only see because of work, those are the ones about to vanish. You won't notice for a year or two, and by then it's harder. Pick one person this week. Be the one who calls first. Set the standing coffee now, while the job's still there to give you the excuse. That thermos still sits on my shelf, 10 years empty. I used to think retirement was about the money. Then I thought it was about staying busy. Both of those, they sort themselves out. The real work, the part nobody warns you about, is holding on to your people on purpose. Nobody hands them to you anymore. You've got to go get them. It's not too late, I promise you that, and it's smaller than you think. It starts with one phone call you don't wait to make. So tell me something down in the comments. One name, just the first name of somebody you only talk to because of work. That's the friendship to move now, before you leave. I read every single one of them. And if you want more of the honest truth, you know what to do.